Hello everybody, this is Tortoise and welcome to the new Keep Talking How It Explodes tutorial. Today we're covering the module called the Shape Cipher, which is a cipher module made by TrackJosh. Hope I pronounced that correctly. No edge work is needed, and when lights turn back on, we'll see the module. It looks like a regular color cipher, however there's a huge difference. First, you can see that the screens are a bit weird, like it doesn't have the cult thing, you know, like the great overall background and stuff, and it's just like a lot of like the template put on a module with a circle and stuff. Yeah, it looks like a bit weird. Then also you can see that the text is like white on black, which is, if I'm not mistaken, oh, actually yes, it is actually as it is in the cult ciphers, but it's actually a bit weirder for me. I don't know. And the main difference is that there are not just two, but you can see with different things and even more, 7 pages. Always there are 7 pages containing the encrypted word. That's the first thing you see. It's always 6-letter word. The top screen on the the top display on the first screen. Then we have some keywords. Since this is us, this has 3 steps as every other card cipher, even though this is not from the back. We will need 3 keywords. This is one of them. Then we have some numbers. These numbers are used for the Circle Cipher we will see. Now, beginning at screen 4, this is keyword 2. Another, like, keywords make sense in English. So bear makes sense, load makes sense. Then there are some digits and clockwise, counterclockwise, and you can see that there's more of them. Like, this is essentially the same row, however, it didn't fit, I would think, into one display, so it's split into 2. Otherwise, it's just the same thing. The same for these numbers. These numbers, like all those 2 pages, are used in one step. Okay, and then this is the number important because it will give us something from Triangle Cipher. You can actually see that the background shape changed. This is now triangle because this is all used for Triangle Cipher, and now this is Circle Cipher. Okay. And the last one is Square Cipher. You can see now there's square, and this on the 6 and 7 page we have a keyword that is, however, inputted in Morse. So we have keyword from 6 characters, 6-letter keyword, but in Morse. Okay, everything else works as you would expect. If you try to type anything, you can type only 6 letters. This is the submit button. If you click it and it's incorrect, you'll just get a strike. The module doesn't reset. If you want to erase, then you just press these buttons and you can type again. And if you press the screen button, it will give you a strike because it thinks it's submitting nothing. So that's this. How to solve this module now? Well, it has a bit like wonky manual, I'm not gonna lie. Like Square Cipher is fine, Circle Cipher is fine, however Triangle Cipher is a bit wonky, like in terms of manual. So I'll try to explain everything as well as I can, and I'll also give you some hints how to do this fast. So, first of all, we'll start with a read. We need, for Circle Cipher, it will be Circle Cipher, then it will be, you can see, second step will be Triangle Cipher, and last step will be Square Cipher. I recommend to split these up, at least like visually, since this is a tutorial. I even like put the highlights in, and titles in the notepad so you can see. Okay, and we'll have encrypted word, of course. Encrypted word is the first thing we want, and that's the Romeo Zulu, Papa Whiskey, Delta Victor. I'll do only one of these, so if you want to do along with me, please do that now, because I will not do more of those modules, like in the tutorial, so it's not super long. Okay, so now we have encrypted word. Now let's go for Circle Cipher. So I have keyword bear, B-A-R-E, Bravo Alpha Romeo Echo. Now we have numbers. These will have 6 numbers. You can just put them in a row. So we have 1, 20, 31, 44, 67, 82. Okay, there's a Circle Cipher done. Now we go to Triangle Cipher. If the user isn't familiar with the module, you can either tell them by looking here. Now you can see like, okay, what's used for what and so on. It's written here at the beginning of the manual page, and if they are not experienced, you can just tell them, okay, tell me if it's for circle, triangle, or square cipher, and you can recognize that by the background shape. So this is Triangle Cipher. We have keyword 2 being load, L-O-A-D. Now 6 digits from 0 to 9, I believe. Maybe from 1 to 9 actually, but I'm not sure actually. No, sorry. It's numbers from 0 to 11 inclusive. Yeah. So it doesn't need to be digits. Don't need to be digits. Okay, so we have 8, 7, 4, 5, 7, 9. And you can see I skipped and now returned back because I want to have these on the same row. Otherwise, like, it doesn't matter. You can do it whatever way. And now we have clockwise. I'll just mark that as W. Clockwise. Oh, let's do it like this. Okay. And then we have counterclockwise. CCW. Clockwise, CW, then CCW, CCW, CW. So we have clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise. It goes like first these pages and then these pages, but it's still the same like row. And finally we'll have a number which is a 2 this time, which will help us in some way. I'll explain it when we get to that. And now we need the Morse code. Either we can just receive the Morse code like dot, dash, dash, and so on, or we can just rewrite it as the keyword 3 decrypted. I'll do that because I think like if you don't know Morse code, you can do it like thanks to this appendix, or on Wikipedia there's nice decrypting table, which is even better for decrypting Morse than like just encryption table Morse. However, I'll just, this is not the main thing of the module, so I'll just go through that fast. So we have alpha, this is, oh, what is this? Yeah, Charlie, India, Delta, India, Charlie. Okay, weird, but we have the word acidic. It's also a keyword, so it should make sense. It usually doesn't have any duplicates, at least for me, but it can, so it does. And after 7, it loops back to screen 1. So, okay, we have everything we need, since no edge work is required, and we can start now. So, first thing we need to do is Circle Cipher, and we'll just go through the manual Circle Cipher, then Triangle Cipher, then Square Cipher for every bit using our encrypted word, decrypting it to something new. So this is the input for Circle Cipher, output will be, I don't know, encrypted 2, then that will be input for Triangle Cipher, output will be encrypted 3, I guess, and that would be input for Square Cipher, which would give us the decrypted word that we would input. So for Circle Cipher, what do we need to do? It's actually similar, if you know Green Cipher from KTaNE, it's similar to Ragbaby Cipher. So we need to take the keyword 1. It's actually written somewhere here. Yeah. And we need to append alphabet after the keyword and remove all the duplicates and keep just the first occurrences. So we already have Alpha, Bravo, Echo, and Romeo. Note that if you like Playfair Cipher, note that I'm using J here. So this is like normal this is 26 letter string, not 25 as for Playfair. Be careful about that because this will differ in the last one. However, for the first two, we're just using the normal alphabet. Okay, so now we have our string, bear, and then the rest of the alphabet. And we need to actually use our encrypted word. So this will be the input, as I said. Let's just do this. And we need to use this word. I think this will be this. Yes, we need to use this word with with associated numbers from the page 2 and 3, and we'll always find a letter of the encrypted word, this time Romeo, and move to the left by the amount of how to pronounce that, like by the digit that is in the first, 20th, 31st, and so on position of the pi, like taking only the significant digits, where the first significant digit, this in terms of pi is 3, being 0 indexed. So that was very complicated. I'll try to say it better. For these digits, we need to, for these numbers, we need to get the digits of pi. So let's do that first. For 1, we need to find the first significant digit of pi, however, where we index from 0 is written somewhere here. So this is actually 0th significant digit, like in this module. This is the first, so and it's a 1, so this will be a 1. So we will need to move by 1 to the left from Romeo. Let me do that afterwards. Now convert all the digits. So 20, 20th, this is 0, 1, blah, 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 and this would be 19. So this is 20th significant digit from 0. So we have 6. So this is 6. By the way, we have 120 significant digits, where this is 0th and this is 119th digit. So there are always, this is 6 rows, there are always 20 digits in each row. So we always can, if the number is too big or just greater than 20, or greater than or equal to 20, we can just move by the row where this is 0, this is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and then count here. If you're familiar with the module pi, this is actually like very similar, and the only difference is that in pi it starts with a 1, so this would be 1, 21, 41, 61, 81, 101, and so on and so on. So there we would be adding 20 and then count the position in the row. Now we just take 20, 0, 20, and so on. Okay, let's continue. So we need 31, so this is 0, 20, this would be 40, so that's too much. So let's 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31. 31, it's a 5. 31st digit, actually 32nd digit, but we are indexed with 0, so it's 5. Okay, for 44, we have 0, 20, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 9. So we'll get a 9. Let me just, do this. For 67, 0, 20, 40, 60. Okay, let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's an 8. And for Victor, we have 82. So this would 60, so this is 80, 1, 2. So 82 is a 6. Actually, 82nd or 83rd digit, if we index from 1, is a 6 significant digit of pi. Okay, so now we have the converted digits. And now it's essentially just a Ragbaby Cipher. We have this encrypted word, we have this string, and we need to move from the letter in this string to the left by this amount, looping around. So from Romeo, we find Romeo, and we move by 1, it's alpha. Be careful, it's not just Caesar cipher, it's Ragbaby Cipher. We're moving to the left in the string. From Zulu we go 6, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so Tango. From Papa we go 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's Kilo. I'll just quickly put this on so we can see more clearly. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. From Whiskey it was Mike. From Delta it's 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, X-ray. And from Victor we go 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Oscar. So this is how we do Circle Cipher. Now we have a new encrypted word. This still doesn't make sense because it's still encrypted, however not in Circle Cipher anymore. Now in Triangle Cipher. So for Triangle Cipher, let me just move again this here. This is encrypted word. For Triangle Cipher, we need to do similar thing. Again, create the keyword from our create a string for, using our keyword. However, this time it's keyword 2. So this is this keyword, load. If it was being, it would be like, I don't know, booting, the word booting, then still like we need to get rid of that O because we're getting rid of all duplicates in the final string after appending the alphabet. So now we essentially have this 30-letter string, but we need to get rid of duplicates and keep only the first occurrences. So let's get rid of the Alpha, Delta, Oscar, and Lima. And this is 26-letter string. In this 26-letter string, we will take 10 letters, first 10 letters, and append them to the end. So we get 36-letter string. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I just copy this at the end of the string. So now we have 36-letter string. Okay? And this is our string we'll use. Now, the digit that we got after like all these weird things on the bottom page of screen 5 comes into play, because the digit actually tells us how to make triangles. We need to make 12 triangles from this 36-letter string. Every triangle will look like a 3-letter word that doesn't need to make sense, like these, and we'll make them just by jumping to the right by this amount. It's almost that. Let me show you, it will be the best for you. So we'll start at the first letter of this huge string, L, and we'll write it down. Now we go to the right. It's somewhere written again, so we can see it clearly. Okay, it's here. So this is what we are doing. We go to the right by the number, by the digit that was at the end of the page 5. So we go 1, 2, and get alpha. We write it down, and we repeat from the alpha until we get 3-letter word. So 1, 2, it's a Bravo. Now we have our first triangle. When you get your triangle, not just first, but any triangle, you don't just continue from Bravo, from the letter you ended on, but you continue from the first unused letter, which in this case is Oscar. So we go Oscar, again, write it down, and go by 2, because 2 is still our digit, that's a constant. 1, 2, it's a delta, and from delta we'll go 1, 2, that's Charlie, so this is Delta Charlie. And again, start at the leftmost unused digit, letter. L is used, O is used, R is used, Delta is used, Bravo is used, Charlie is used. These all 6 are used. So we start at the echo, and so on and so on. And I'll immediately show you like a trick that makes it much faster. Like, since we always jump by a constant amount of spaces, or for example 2 or 3 or 4, then we'll always like how to show it. Well, it's like moduloing by 2, 3, or 4 in terms of positions. So you can see that here we're taking just since we go by 2, we're taking just odd positioned first. So this is the first odd position, second odd position, and third odd position letter. And this is the first even position letter, second even position letter, and third even position letter. And we write them down in that order, and they make 2 triangles. If we had number 3, this would be almost the same, however it would not be even and odd, but modulo 3 equals 0, 1, and 2, so we wouldn't get just 6 used letters at once, but 9, and it would form 9 triangles, and 3 triangles from 9 letters. And if it was 4, the digit was 4, then we would get 12 letters at once and form 4 triangles. So this is essentially how it works, and we always split these into either 6-letter words, 9-letter words, or 12-letter words. Like if the digit is 2, 3, or 4, I don't think it can be anything else, but maybe it can, but I don't think so. And therefore, yeah, I lost the point. We always split them and then take like jump the amount of spaces in those words only. So we don't need like this huge string S1, but we can just split these after every 6 letters, since 2 times 3 is a 6. If this is 3, 3 times 3 is a 9, and this is a 4, then 4 times 3 is a 12. So after that amount of letters, we can just split it off. And it always should be perfectly like splitted with no reminders. I'm just thinking, maybe if the like number is something else and it is not perfectly splitted, that's perfectly fine. It will still like work somehow. You don't need to worry about it like too much. So you'll just do the same thing that's written in the manual. So now we go this. We use the second 6-word letter. 6-letter word from our string, and we'll just have a look at first, third, and fifth letter from that word. So it's Echo Golf India, and then the same from even position, Foxtrot Hotel Juliet, and continue next word: Kilo November Quebec, Mike Papa Romeo, Sierra Uniform Whiskey. And sorry, I need to copy this so we can see. Whiskey, Tango Victor X-Ray, Yankee Lima Alpha, Zulu Oscar Delta, and now Bravo Echo Golf, and the last triangle will be Charlie Foxtrot Hotel. And that's it. We can get rid of that string now if we want it, and these and the number, and these are our 12 triangles. It'll always be 12 triangles. As I said, if it doesn't go like it doesn't split perfectly, then you just go as I did for the first word, like at the beginning. You can do that for the whole string, but I think this is faster and like more convenient for the expert. So we don't need the string anymore, and now let's go into decrypting. Using these triangles, again indexed with from 0 to 11, so this is the 0th triangle, this is the 11th triangle, we will use these given digits that are above the clockwise counterclockwise symbols and the clockwise counterclockwise symbols corresponding to those digits. Also, we'll use the encrypted word that according to this doesn't need to correspond, but it always did correspond to the indices. So I think like that this example in the manual page is wrong. I'm not sure about it, but it definitely, not the decryption, but like something here seems weird. I think like these digits could messed up, but otherwise we just use the encrypted word, the digits, and the corresponding clockwise counterclockwise positions. Trick from me you can parse these clockwise, counterclockwise into 2s and 3s. Clockwise being 2 and counterclockwise being 3. Why? I'll show you in a minute. But for now, I'll just leave them as this. And as I said, clockwise means 2, counterclockwise means 3. Okay, so what now? These numbers, 8, 7, 4, 5, 7, 9, are the indices of the triangles we shall use. So first we need to use 8th triangle, this being the 0th and this being the 11th. So this is 10th, 9th, 8th. That triangle should always, and it doesn't in the manual page, which is weird, so I started to do different method for that, but it should always contain the corresponding encrypted letter, which is alpha. Alpha is in the triangle. We can copy that triangle, or just look at it, but I'll copy it so it's more clear, and now put the encrypted letter in front. However, we cannot just take it and put it in front. We need to rotate the triangle. And the triangle works in such way that it essentially like shifts to the left. So it shifts letter to the left, or actually rotates them to the left, would be a better word. Because if I take this Yankee, it rotates here. And if I take this Lima, it rotates here. So actually that triangle we got, Yankee Lima Alpha, if we want to put Alpha in front, we have to rotate it so it's in front, so it will be Alpha Yankee Lima. So actually just taking these and putting them in the back. That's how you do it. So you cannot just take the alpha, but you can take any part of the substring as soon as it starts, like with the first letter, and delete it and put it in the back, and that will work. And now we can use the clockwise or counterclockwise thing, meaning that we should now rotate the triangle either clockwise, which is what we just did, so rotate it to the left essentially, so like this, or counterclockwise would be rotated to the right, meaning that we'll take the Lima and put it into the front. This would be counterclockwise. And what happens? Well, the first letter of the triangle, so the letter leftmost, after we rotate it, after we correctly like orient it and then rotate it, will be the decrypted letter. So here it would be Yankee. So Yankee is our first decrypted letter. Now why did I put 2s and 3s instead of clockwise and counterclockwise? Well, actually I find it a bit like weird to remember that rotate to the left means rotate clockwise, because it's really not specified anywhere as long as I know, except the example here, which is always where I find it from. Like the first letter is from triangle 9, 9 is 11, 10, this, ZAR. Now we need Romeo in the front, so we rotate this in the back, so we have Romeo Zulu Alpha, and now we want to go clockwise, Romeo Zulu Alpha, we shall get Zulu, which is the second letter. So this is how I always, like if I forget it, well, this is how I get it back. So clockwise means second letter, and counterclockwise means we'll get the third letter from the triangle. We'll never get the first letter because we always rotate the triangle after setting it to the like encrypted letter, which would be the first letter. So we can now get rid of these and actually just go with what I got here, 3, 2, 3, 2, and so on, and take always the letter in that position, now being one indexed. So let's go with Tango and 7 triangle. 7, so we have 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So we have Tango Victor X-ray, and we want the third letter. We want to orient it so Tango is leftmost, which is already the case, so we don't need to do anything. And now we want to rotate it counterclockwise, so X-ray would be first, or just take the third letter, which is X-ray. So X-ray. Just note, I'm not taking these triangles away, I'm just copying them. So this set of 12 triangles doesn't change. Okay, so we have Yankee X-ray. Next, we have fourth triangle, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, Kilo November Quebec. Kilo shall be in the front, which it already is, and we want the second letter, which is November. So we can speed it up. We want the fifth triangle, and so fifth triangle, this was the fourth, so this is the fifth. We want Mike in the front, which it already is, and third letter would be Romeo. Seventh triangle, which we already got previously, it was this one, and we want X-ray in the front, so let me just copy this. And X-ray in the front means, oh, what happened? We need to take these two letters and put them in the back. Now X-ray is in the front by rotating to the left, and we want to get the third letter because we shall rotate counterclockwise, so it will be a Victor. And lastly, Oscar for 9th. This is 11, 10, 9th. 9th triangle is ZOD. Oscar shall be in the front, so let me rotate that once. And now we want the second letter because it shall be rotated clockwise. So it's delta. And now this is our word, encrypted. Still encrypted, however decrypted from the Circle Cipher. And finally, we go to the Square Cipher. So this was the most tricky part of the module, the Triangle Cipher, in my opinion. If I quickly go over that once more, rotations clockwise means a second letter, counterclockwise means third letter. You need to orient the triangles which are 0 indexed and take them and orient them in such way that for corresponding letter in encrypted word, it's always the leftmost letter of the triangle by shifting it to the left, the triangle, and then take the either second or third letter in that oriented triangle, which will be the decrypted, which will be the letter of the decrypted word. Also, keep in mind that this string has 36 letters because we, after getting rid of all the duplicates, keeping only the first occurrences, we copied the first 10 letters and put it into the back. So that's kind of it. And now let's go to the Square Cipher. So we already have the decrypted keyword, which is acidic, and our encrypted word is this, what we got from the previous cipher. So what we need to do, this is actually very, very similar to the Playfair Cipher, just a bit weirder. I'll show in what meaning. We need to take the keyword again, get rid of all duplicates, and keep only the first occurrences. Also, before we get rid of duplicates actually, we need to change every J by I. Because this is almost like a Playfair Cipher, we need to actually, J's are the same as I's, so we need to get rid of all Juliets, but not just delete them, but replace them with Indias. So if we have the word junk, this is essentially the word India Uniform November Kilo, which is different from just deleting the J, because now the India will be somewhere like here, which is absolutely something different. So be careful about this part. However, this rarely happens. If even it can happen, I don't know. It didn't happen to me. It hasn't happened to me ever. So we have just acid, not acidic. Let me just pause the bombs so we have more time. Okay. A little bit of cheating. Okay. And now let's continue. So for acid, we need to append the rest of the alphabet again. However, this time not including J. So we just take the rest of the alphabet and again remove any occurrences that are in the key. So A, C, D, and India. Yep. And Juliet as well. Never Juliet. Now we just split it into 5 by 5 matrix. So this is 5x8 table essentially. And now we do Playfair Cipher. So we get not actually, but almost. We get the encrypted word, split it into pairs, and for each pair, now it gets weird, we find those letters in the table, so in the X-ray, and in Playfair Cipher you would go like to the left if it's in the same row, up if it's in the same column, if it's the same letters, I think it can even happen, if encrypting yes, but if decrypting no, and so on, blah blah blah. Here, if it's in the same row, you actually need to, where is it, reflect those letters across the middle row being this one, the third one, and reflecting means if it's the fifth row it will be in the first row, and if it was in the fourth row it will be in the second row, and vice versa, always keeping the same column. And also we need to take them in the order, so first we'll reflect the Yankee reflects to Delta, and then the X-ray which reflects to India. So we have Delta India in this order. Okay, so I'm glad that we got this one. I've never got it like before. November Romeo. Now that's the normal case of Playfair, but still not the Playfair. November and Romeo. Now they are not in the same column nor the same row. So essentially we can form a rectangle. This time it's a square, but it doesn't matter, still a rectangle in some case, like in some sense. And the Romeo and November are one of the two corners of the rectangle. So we just take the other two corners. However, we need to be careful about the order of the letters, and we need, in Playfair, we would always take, like, find the first letter and find the same row of the first letter and take that letter first. However, in this, we need to, yes, we need to do the opposite. So we find the November and Romeo, and we go from November, which is the first letter, and stay in the same column, not row as in Playfair, but in column, and go into the same row as the second letter, which is Romeo. So we get a Sierra. So Sierra is the second letter, and then we take the second corner, so Mike. Or we can just do like from second letter the same column and the row from the first letter, which is Mike. So we go Sierra Mike, and now Victor Delta. From Victor Delta we get again a rectangle. Sorry. This one, and it's a rectangle where we need again Victor was first, so we stay in the same column, and we get into the corner which is Alpha, and then we get the second letter, the second corner, which is Yankee. So we get Dismay. This should apparently be a word. I don't know. I've never heard the word, but probably it is. And when you're done with this, what was that? I don't know. When you're done with this, you just input what you want. So again, it will be Dismay. I can probably just unpause the bomb now, so it starts ticking. Okay. And when you're satisfied with your input, we press submit, and it makes a sound and so on. Then it's not clickable, and everything's done. So, like to sum this up, Circle Cipher. If you know Green Cipher from card ciphers, this is essentially a Ragbaby Cipher, and the module pi combined in once, just 0 indexed, not 1 indexed, and so on. So essentially, yeah, that's done. Triangle Cipher. Here you need to do. Oh my god. Okay.
Emergency cleared. All personnel, please return to your stations.
Whatever. We'll just look at this, but doesn't happen anything. Okay. So for Triangle Cipher, we have just the 36-letter string splitting into how do you say this? 3-letter words, I would say. Okay, 3-letter words, and remembering clockwise is a second letter after orienting the triangle correctly, and 3 is counterclockwise is 3, so 3rd letter after being oriented. That's triangle done. And Square Cipher is essentially Playfair Cipher, just with a difference that if it's in the same row, we do not go to the left, but we actually reflect across the middle row. If the letters are already in the middle row, we just keep the letters. If they are in the same column, we don't just go up, but we reflect across the middle column, which is the case we didn't get. Again, if they are already in the middle column, then we do not reflect anything and just keep them. But if they are in the first column, from Echo we would get to Delta, from November we would get to Sierra, from Golf we would get to India, from Whiskey we would get to Yankee, and vice versa, from Yankee to Whiskey, and so on, from India to Golf, blah blah blah. And lastly, oh, actually not lastly, but the normal case being they are in the corners, like not the same row, not sharing the row, and not sharing the column, then we do almost Playfair Cipher. However, we do not take first from the row of the first letter, but from the column of the first letter, and then the second corner, or the remaining fourth corner, I would say. So that's the difference here. And if the two letters are the same, which can happen here, and it actually did happen to me like last boom, where I had two E's, then you just keep the pair as it is. So that's it. If of course the word doesn't make sense, you can always try to check it in the word list. If you don't find it there, then you have made a mistake somewhere on the way, and it's a bit hard to, find it. So try not to make mistakes. It's pain afterwards. Otherwise, this is very fun module for me. So if you have any questions, concerns, anything, just leave them in the comment section below. I'll quickly go over this Shape Cipher. If you were interested, you can just write it down and do it, and there will be a log in the description, so you can actually practice that, but I will not go through that as I speak. So here's Circle Cipher. We have Encrypted. This is weird. Whatever. Okay, so Triangle Cipher is done, and lastly, this is the keyword for Square Cipher. Okay, edge work is not needed, so anything. Now, just to show what happens if you strike, nothing resets, it's still the same thing, and this will be the sound, and you can strike even by pressing the screen number here. Of course, the same happens if you type something as like in the submission mode, then it will submit actually the word you submitted and then reset the input, but doesn't reset the Shape Cipher. Okay, I think that's everything I had to say. If you like this video, well, good for you, I guess, and good for me, of course. This was Tortoise. Have a nice day, and keep talking, and don't explode. Bye!